be showing you a DIY. This is the dip dye method to create like an ombre effect for a simple blouse like this one. I actually really love the way this came out. This is the first time that I ever, and there's a freaking dog barking. This is the second time I refilm it because there's a dog barking outside. So I've been really inspired by Philip Lim, especially his new menswear collection for 2012. Anyways, I was actually very inspired by the gradient effect that a lot of the shirts that he produced for the collection had, and especially on the collar. Sometimes it was like really dark blue up here, but then it just faded into a white. So this is a really cool and easy way to achieve that look. And also, if you shop at Zara a lot, you see a lot of that same effect going on in the jeans, in the t-shirts, and the blouses, and the button-ups. So I decided to take a button-up from Target for $20, and I got some dye at Michael's, I think, or Joann's Fabric, and I picked up some dye. Just pick out whatever color. I actually wanted to go with the navy blue, but my top came out purple. This shirt that I'm wearing today was actually like the denim color. It was kind of like a baby blue, and I bleached it first completely so it can be completely white. You can go crazy with the colors. You can do more than one color. You can do like the collar, just like his collection had it. You can do the sleeves. I chose to just keep the sleeves white and everything else on top so it's not too overwhelming, because I do love the trend and I love the effect. Ombre has been around for a really long time, but really now it's just started getting into the garments. Going to need 2 buckets if you are going to bleach. Just a bucket of bleach, kind of like half water, more bleach than water, and that way you can just bleach your garments very quickly in there. You're also going to need another bucket with really hot water, and that's going to contain your dye. You can use, the more dye that you use, the darker it's going to be. So what I did first was dip my shirt in with a certain amount of dye, and I'll explain that in the video, but then I added a lot more for the bottom part so it can be really nice and dark. You're going to need a plastic bag to cover the top part with rubber bands so you don't get any dye on here, especially when you're washing it, because that could affect it as well. You're also going to need some rubber gloves so you know you don't hurt your hands with the, I was going to say alcohol, with the, what is that? Bleach, sorry. And what else? Just a mixing stick, and that's basically all you're going to need. This is super easy DIY. You can do it with your jeans. I'm actually going to do some with my jeans because I have a lot of dye left over. The brand that I chose for dye, which is one of my favorite brands, is Grit. This is the liquid version, which is the one that I prefer. And it's a navy blue, but go figure, I ended up going purple. So anyways, that's basically it. If you want to go to dulcecandy.com, you can see a full outfit, how I style it, because I know this style might be a little bit kind of foreign to a lot of you, and you might feel like, oh, that's kind of weird looking, but trust me, I love things that are really weird looking because that just sets you apart, you know, that you're a little different, and this is super trendy, so it's not like you're trying something that nobody else is trying. So anyways, I hope you guys like it and enjoy the DIY. So I'm starting off with a nice clean bucket, and I'm going to add some bleach in there, and I'm also going to mix a little bit of water. I'm actually using a lot more bleach because I want my shirt to come out nice and white. So next I'm just going to add some gloves just so I don't burn myself with the bleach, and I'm going to start by dipping my top in little by little, and then just completely get the entire thing wet with the bleach and leave it in there for about 10 to 15 minutes or until it's completely white from the bleach. So it's nice and ready and exactly how I wanted my shirt to be. I'm just going to squeeze out the excess bleach and then just rinse it off. Next, I'm filling up another bucket with some really hot water, and I'm also going to mix in half a cup of salt into the water. Next, you want to take your dye and shake it very, very well, and you want to add about half of the liquid into the bucket first, and then mix everything very well together. So what I'm doing here is just protecting the section of the blouse that I'm not going to dye. I'm just covering it with a plastic bag and some rubber bands. Now for the ombre look, what I'm doing is dipping the entire section that is not covered by the plastic bag into the dye for about 10 to 15 minutes. So now I'm adding a little bit more dye, and I'm just going to dye the bottom half of the section that's not covered by the plastic bag. And last but not least, you just want to rinse it off completely and just hang it out to dry.